Okay. This is, to some degree, a sort of test. I originally wanted to record this because I had a strong suspicion that I would be attacked. Slapped at the very least, but possibly even pinched or chopped. I just want it to be understood that it was never my intention to try and destroy John. The rest of you guys may not see it, but I see what's really going on. And what's really going on is fucking with my head.
38-year-old John Fuller, a fantasy baseball league historian, board game creator, and leader of the Clwnkt cult, was found guilty in all counts. Coercion, human trafficking, phallic mutilation, I can't read all these. The first question a lot of people have when they hear about what he allegedly did to those league members is, why didn't they see what was happening to him?
Okay, so let's see. When I first joined the league, everyone made a really big deal about the live draft. It was kind of just a bunch of dudes in Lane's basement. And the video presentation was odd.
Listen, yes, the videos are weird, but John wanted me to keep making them.
Michael said the videos were weird. I'll have to have a chat with him about that later. I'll tell you what's weird. When I first started working on Michael, I could sense he was having a hard time realizing his potential. He couldn't visualize the many layers provided by the Clwnkt. So I asked him, what is it you'd like to do, child? And he said to me, make video films? He said it like that, it was creepy. But I ignored the odd phrasing, and I simply gave him the resources he needed to make these so-called weird things become reality.
I had writer's block one time, and I just casually mentioned this to John, and I'll never forget this. He said, "Oh, I'll take that away for you." And he didn't follow that up with anything else, but I'll be damned. I went home later that night and just sat down and I wrote about 100 pages in 3 minutes.
My main goal with this league is for our members to experience more joy in their lives. And discomfort. A little discomfort too. I can't say where exactly the discomfort occurs, whether it's with the body or in the mind. I've said too much. Cut.
At first, I was like, what did I get myself into?
Everybody referred to John as the official league historian, though to be honest, I'm not really sure why that was even necessary. Like ESPN, the site, it keeps a history of all the years we've done it. It's like part of the code and stuff.
John, we would never see John at the draft. He was always somewhere else. He was always attending the birth of a child. Not always clear if it was his child, but just in general.
Yeah, all the other guys would be like, at some point you'll meet John, and I'm like, when? And they're like, soon, and I'm like, but when though? And they're like, you'll see. And then when I finally did meet John, I was like, this is the dude? He told me he had invented a new type of mathematics, one that would help you set the ideal lineup each and every day. Now this is coming from a guy who's never finished higher than 8th place in our league, just consistently year in, year out, horse shit teams.
Look, my system has helped me win 3 out of the past 4 years in the football league. And before you continue with any fancy interview follow-up questions, I would like you to not question.
I will say, it made me feel pretty special. You know, here's a guy who's got influence and just is held in really high regard in the league. And here I'm just crushing him every week, just beating him down. Week after week. I mean, yeah, felt pretty good.
Paul said that.
But when you looked at the formulas and started connecting the dots, it all made sense. I'll never forget the first time that I met Casey and saw his photography. It blew me away. He said he was struggling with it and considering giving it up entirely. And I just said, dude, no, don't do that. Join our fantasy baseball league, play out the season, and if you still want to give up your photography after that, okay.
Struggling with my photography. I don't even know what that means. I mean, photography? Is that even a word? I was out in the woods making art with my electronic eye when he came up and started talking to me about baseball and a Clwnkt. I just wanted the guy to leave me alone. So I decided to sign up. People told me that was counterproductive, or even stupid. But I say, stupid like a fox. It was John's workshops that made me finally decide to stick around.
W, it's 2 U's. Pay attention. N, K, T, Clwnkt.
Yeah, John was very vocal about that. Yeah, he really needed the name to be changed to Clwnkt, but with no vowels, just Clwnkt. And no, I don't think anybody cared at all except him. I mean, I've never given less of a shit in my life about anything.
You know, people ask me why I removed the vowels from Clwnkt. Vowels, they're excessive. It's just like when you've got a shit player on your roster, you drop him. You just cut out the fat. It's like removing unnecessary calories. That's why I like my league members thin.
Oh, the Clwnkt trophy, man, that thing is a mess, and it just seems to be broken or dropped or something. Every time it transfers from one winner to the next, something horrible happens to it, and it's hilarious. John does not think it's hilarious.
What's really important here is our love for the Clwnkt and our acknowledgement of its wisdom. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Alright, that's cut.
He talked about the accidents. I expressly forbid them to mention anything publicly about any incident. Paul! Just a minute. I need to text him. Come over now. You want to understand my frustration? Had I not developed a very strict safety protocol, this seemingly unrelenting pattern of abuse and neglect, a single shard lost from the Clwnkt is like a piece of my soul flung. Clown, turn your frown upside down. Yeah. Yeah. Just a minute. Fuckers!
Casey got there first. It took me longer.
Michael, there are a lot of things I'm starting to find out about the league, and some of it's just not right, man. Like, did you know that you could start more than 11 pitchers if you load them all up on the last day of the matchup? I mean, what the H is that?
Dude, come on.
And I'm cautious even talking to you about it, Michael. I know that you still believe in John's good intent. Hell, I did for many years as well. But I really gotta go with my gut on this, man.
Come on.
No, you come on, Michael. You think I'm making all this up?
Come on.
You think I'm pulling this shit out of thin air?
Dude, come on.
I know you can't see what's coming.
Dude.
But my eyes are
Come on.
wide open, Michael.
Come on, dude, come on.
And whether you know it or not,
Come
things are
on.
gonna start to crumble, Michael.
Dude, come on, let me just check with John first, okay? I Honestly, I'm not even sure if we're allowed to leave the league, like even if we wanted to. You know?
Dude, come on, you're the commish. You of all people don't need to check with John on this.
When I first met John, my initial feeling was repulsive.
Well, what a lot of people don't know is that I trained as a pianist under Carlos Santana. Yeah, it's true. And I know the stupid question you're going to ask, which is, isn't Carlos Santana a guitarist? You know, that doesn't matter. When we got together, our connection, it was instant. Carlos has what I like to call a high clown count. Or in other words, he is one with the cat. You know, I reached a high level of playing very quickly with Carlos. It's not necessarily a title I like to claim, but some have called me the greatest free jazz pianist alive. It's true. All right, okay, everyone, come on, gather up, sit down on the floor. It's lecture time. This is important. Come on. All right, here's the thing. Comfort is an addiction. You gotta shake it up, all right? Don't be a coward. You need to take risks to attain enlightenment in this league. Garrett Cole's not pitching tonight? So what? Drop him and pick up someone who is. Do any of you understand this? Oh, God damn it. Why do I put up morons? Oh.
I knew that Michael would beg me not to leave. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't? But I just had to.
Come on, dude, you don't have...
Like, have you seen Lane lately?
What, like with my eyes?
Did you see him?
I've seen Lane before, yes. I don't know what you're asking me.
But did you look at him?
Dude. Come on.
He's so desperate for John's affection.
Lane,
He'll do anything.
we made a vow, dude. You track your transactions and track your calories. I mean, come on, dude.
To those on the outside, this league might seem a little harsh, and I get that. It's not for everyone. Sometimes I think half the current members aren't cut out for it. It's exasperating. But it's my job to guide them. And it's a tough job. We have strict rules. Okay, seems like we're all a little cranky today. A little upset about our empty tummies, so I guess I need to remind you all yet again about what it is we're doing here. When it's our time to finally meet the Clwnkt, when it's time to bask in its glory, we need to be fit. We need to be trim. The Clwnkt doesn't want to see any flab.
Just before I left, Lane invited me to go for a walk. I told him it was obvious that he wasn't eating, and I'll never forget what he told me. He looked me right in the eye and said, "Well, John's counting my calories." Oh, and they made me sign a contract to be able to leave, which ended up granting John joint custody of both my children. And of course, he also is in possession of a collection of nude photographs of me that I sent him that he's constantly threatening me with, but that's a minor thing. We're off the record, right?
Hello.
Michael,
Patio. What's up, man?
did Casey really leave the league?
I know you
Filled out most of the paperwork, but I'm not sure if it's been countersigned by John yet. Why do you ask?
Are you gonna?
Ooh, wait. You're calling from one of your secure phones, right?
Yeah, of course it's a secure line. I'm on the car phone.
Okay, good. Me too.
Well, are you gonna leave too?
Hey, wait. Paul,
Yes.
did John ask you to call me and ask for my thoughts about Casey leaving the league and stuff like that?
You can tell me.
Yes.
To succeed in this league, you have to be willing to make some hard sacrifices. Even some painful ones. Like actually physically painful sacrifices. But the rewards...
Alright, Paul, so listen. Casey has been telling me that there's some sort of secret subgroup, like, within the league. Like, do you know anything about that? Have you been...
Approach?
Wait.
About...
Am I being recorded right now?
Yes.
I really can't say anything.
Like I said, Casey got there before I did, but I realized I needed to leave the league as well. I decided to put my retirement in writing, and I left all of my commissioner duties to Paul. I'm honestly not sure how well this is going to sit with John, but I guess we'll find out.
No, I get it. I promise. Absolutely, no. All right. I love you too. All right, bye, Paul. All right, so Paul has just confirmed that he is a part of a secret society within our league. And that he was branded.
I'm starting to realize that John might be a cult leader.
There are many realities within Clwnkt, many layers to our special universe. If you see a fact you don't like, you ignore it. If you need a new one, you make it up. We do what we want here.
I'm sure it's a little out there, but there are perfectly reasonable and logical explanations for why we do it. Plus, if the league was that bad, I'd just fucking leave.
Austin, what if the league really is that bad and you're just not in the loop of all that?
I don't know what the big fucking deal is. All of my other leagues have some sort of branding ceremony.
Yeah, and your other leagues, they demand collateral to the league historian?
All right, everyone, shut up. Shut up, sit down. Important topic of discussion today. Collateral. Collateral is something you should feel nauseated about. Something bad or embarrassing about yourself. Something that I can hold on to forever to make sure you never break your vows of secrecy. Perfectly normal thing. Some examples. News. Obvious one. Shouldn't even have to mention it. Confessions of depraved acts. These can be recorded in writing with a signature, whatever. I also accept secret audio recordings of other league members. I particularly like these ones. Please feel free to listen in on each other, stab each other in the back, doesn't matter. Don't secretly record me though, that's a big no-no. I will find out.
So I told him, I said, I don't really have anything worth giving up, and he said, well, just make something up. So, hey John, okay. I thought about it, and you're right. I do have some collateral for you. You were absolutely right, and frankly, I apologize for ever having questioned that such a thing would be necessary. And there's just so many examples of times in my life where I have lived in an unclownly manner. For instance, I think back to being 11 years old. The year's 1996. Mbop is all over the radio, and I wanted to be that little drummer boy, Zach Hansen, and God, I had that CD. I listened to it every day, and my friends found it in my room, and they said, "What is Mbop doing in your room?" And they didn't even know that wasn't the name of the CD. That was just the song that they knew, and I lied, and I said that it belonged to my sister, when it did not. It had my initials written in Sharpie on the front of the disc in case it was lost. And it was 20 years later to the day that I'm trying to cover up bruise marks on the neck of someone I don't even know. I can't help but feel like those two incidences are related. Yeah, John mentioned to me a while ago that I would have to go through an initiation that involved a tattoo, actually, that he said everyone in the league had. So they showed up to my house, blindfolded me immediately, shoved me in the car, started stripping my clothes off, driving sort of zigzag all crazy directions to what was supposed to be, I guess, a surprise location. But the bandana they used for the blindfold was linen. John is fucking linen. So I could see clearly we were at Lane's house. Definitely not a tattoo. Definitely a brand. Hot iron searing into flesh. You know what though? John kind of coached me through it, honestly. He helped me disassociate, and it really wasn't that bad.
That motherfucker didn't even flinch. I'm not sure if I've ever seen anything like that before. Although, I don't know why Lane needed him to be naked. We didn't do that for anyone else.
I'm gonna do what's right and step away. And to the people that I brought in, I'm gonna help get them out.
My name is Catherine Pesavento, and I have a son in the league. His name is Dan.
I realize I'm violating his privacy by talking to you all, but if it helps to get him out, I'm willing to do that.
Dan and I were buddies. And things were great at the start. We had lots of good times. Things got dark quick. And by the time I noticed that he was counting his calories, I knew I had to confront him. He just told me that, well, John likes him thin. And I said, Dan, that's ridiculous. You can bring in as many thin guys into the league as he wants. Why does he have to treat you like this, Dan? I'll never forget what he told me. He looked right in my eyes and said, John doesn't want thin guys. He wants fat guys, gone thin. It's the process.
Get out of here. Everyone out but Dan. Dan, we need to talk to you. Oh, my God. Oh, all right. Dan. Oh, here's what I need to tell you. As much as it pains me to say this, your overall performance in the league has been adequate. You're the recent champ. You've been close to the Clwnkt. It has been decided that you will receive the rank of Sentient. I know this is gonna piss Michael off, and honestly, that delights me. And another thing, when it comes to the branding segment of the ceremony, now don't be a crybaby about it. It is not real, okay? This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's just a ruse to trick Paul. Paul is the only member with a branded member. You catch my drift, right? You get it? Right? Come on, you could crack a smile about it, Dan. Lighten up.
Oh, yeah, he's texting me. Yep. Look.
This league has taken my child, and I will do whatever it takes to get him back.
Howdy. Name is Edward. Worked at the same company as John. Folks there used to call us the Beard Twins. Man, he'd get real mad about that. HR had to have a few talks with him. Anyway, one day out of the blue, he popped over to my desk and said, "Hey, I'm involved with something I think you'd be interested in. Spot just opened up. It's really changed my life. You like baseball?" I was like, "Baseball? Of course, I love baseball. Played Little League as a kid. I had all them baseball cards." He told me he was in a very confidential fantasy league, and that before he could tell me anything more, he needed collateral for me to prove I'd keep my trap shut about it. I laughed at first. I thought he was pulling my leg. But he looked me dead in the eye and he said, "What the fuck are you scared of anyway?" So right away I gave up a bunch of personal intel. I ran some petty drug deals back in the day. That was easy peasy. Social media account passwords. He kept pestering me about nudes. Okay, here you go. Never certain about what any of it had to do with fantasy baseball, but whew, boy, he was persistent. Just out of curiosity, I asked some of the other guys about the guy whose place I took. Name apparently was Jordan. I said, "What, this guy have kids or something? No time for fantasy?" And all they would say was, "Jordan's gone." So I was like, what, he moved away, out of the country, different time zone? It was like a broken record. Jordan's gone. Jordan's gone. I even looked into it a bit. It's like the guy had disappeared. Didn't even exist. Kind of weird. Anyway, I did the one season. It was pretty fun. Lots of mundane errands for John, getting him coffee and stuff, but overall, a good bunch of guys. But when the next season rolled around and I was ready to go again, for whatever reason, I got the cold shoulder. John just stopped responding to my messages. I thought, okay, maybe this ain't for me then. I gotta say, I am enjoying myself these days a bit more. I get to crack open a cold can of beer whenever I want without worrying about a harsh reprimand. I will say, it is tough to sleep these days. I hear sounds outside my bedroom door. Probably a possum. Whenever I order food out too, I end up with a bad tummy ache.
All right, gonna see if I can get Michael and Ryan on a call here. Ryan used to be in the league back when I first joined. He's since left on bad terms, but since then he started Ryan's Report, which is a site that he uses to share news that he's hearing about the league.
Hey guys, so I'm hearing that there's another branding ceremony coming up really soon. Ryan, we can't sit on this, man. We got to get the story out now.
That's right, and you know what, Ryan? I can actually show you the brand right now.
That's actually okay, Paul. You can just send me a picture later.
What? No, it's no trouble. It's no trouble. I got this.
No, seriously, it's
I'm
okay.
halfway there. It's okay.
Pull your pants up, man.
Once Ryan posted the article, the message boards blew up. And I mean, this is really just our first step, too, just to get this exposed and out in the open. People are asking good questions, too. You know, questions I never even thought to ask myself. Questions like, how did you let yourself get roped into all of this? Like, what happened to guys like Edward and Jordan, who used to be in the league, but vanished? And then I'm starting to think, like, well, shit, I think I might have been the last person to see Jordan. Like, John asked me to take care of him, and he gave me an address in a secure location to drop him off. I did that, just like John instructed me to. He said he would handle it from there, but now I'm like, okay, I don't think anybody's seen him since then. Like, did we do something wrong here? Like, is Jordan okay? Like,
don't fuck with that Clwnkt guy. He'll scorch the earth.
Oh, I've been served? What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck, man? I mean, John hit me with like a dozen lawsuits. He's not picking up the phone. Honest to God, all I did was ask to be released from the league and get my collateral back and get reimbursed for one of the motorcycles that are in my name. What's your perspective on all this?
I come from the perspective that when you make a promise to do something, you do it.
Do you not see how fucked up this has gotten?
Honestly, though, I love you guys. You're my
Bros. I love the baseball aspect of it. Obviously, go Braves. But having the Clwnkt branded on my shaft and anus is a bridge too far.
What are you doing?
Paul got served, babe. I gotta split town before they find me, too. Oh. I've applied to enter the Witness Protection Program. All right, guys, what has our investigation turned up?
Yeah, plenty of fucked up stuff, Michael. Really, lots of dirt for sure. We're just not totally sure where the crimes are.
Yeah, that's great, Paul, but shut up for a second, will ya? Michael, I don't ever want to forget this, so I want you to look me right in the eye and tell me, am I being filmed right now?
What? Dude, we're all talking to cameras right now. Like, of course we're being filmed. Don't mind him, guys. I think he's a little jealous that I got put into witness protection before he did, but...
Hi, y'all. I'm so sorry I'm running late. I was just reading an email from one of John's attorneys. He's filed a restraining order against me.
Me too, Catherine.
What are my options? Can I restrain him as well?
Okay, yeah, I'll call you back.
Ryan, can you hear us?
Alright, guys, he is panicking. We're gonna need at least one more person to come forward. Should have enough by that time to go to the Times.
Thanks, Ryan. We're working on that. In fact, I think I have just the person.
My name is Zach, and I used to be in the league. Finally, it's getting out there. I'm so proud of you, Paul. You don't have to feel alone anymore. I mean, nothing may come of this. He may not be stopped, but nothing changes what you're doing right now. Things were a lot simpler back then. I used to mop the floor with these guys. This was before Michael put a limit on weekly ad drops, a decision that John was most definitely behind. It got weird for me when Michael made this whole movie that accused me of cheating. When I confronted him about it, all he could say was, "You need to talk to John." But what ultimately drove me to leave was when I saw something that I probably wasn't supposed to. That one time we did the draft at Michael's house.
Thank you to everyone online for joining us today. Make a better effort next time to be here in person, right? I want to see your smiling faces. Yeah, looking at you, Austin. Right? Anyway, thank you for being here with me in front of my many bookshelves. A lot of history on these shelves. A lot of important figures. A lot of history in this league. I, for one, would know, right? Yeah. But we're here to make new history. We're here to shape our own story, right? And how do we do that? That could be a tough question. I think everyone in this room would probably agree with me that we all experienced some kind of wound, some kind of trauma as small children. I, for one, believe these wounds are a foundation of an anger and a deep-seated hatred towards players. We have this inherent belief that players aren't reliable. They're not loyal. Blown saves, losses, a blown save and a loss, it's too much for us to handle sometimes. And yet at the same time, we feel like we need to protect these players. We feel like we need to hang on to them. Makes it hard for us to shake it up. Make the right moves. Be bold. And unfortunately, the world is getting more and more comfortable with these kinds of feelings, this kind of paralysis, a paralysis of the mind, a paralysis of the heart. It leads to more and more men who are just literally boys in adult male bodies, lots of overweight, out of shape, tiny baby boys, masquerading as grown-ups. It's pathetic. We should be meaner. We should be leaner. You know, you can choose to live a more comfortable life, but you can also choose to rise to the occasion. You can stand up for something that's important. This league can do that for you. And you. And you. Ha 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 ha.
Once the Me Too hashtag got started, I decided to ride that wave and create a new hashtag of my own.
It's here! Front page of the New York Times!
Hey, Casey.
Hoi hoi!
Listen, did you get branded?
Huh?
You got branded, right?
Huh?
Wait, I'm not the only one who got branded, right?
No, I can't hear you. Your connection's rubbish!
Where to get a tattoo?
Look at him. He's already trying to get ahead of it.
Freddie Freeman's perfect teeth? Or Mookie Betts bowling? Or Nick Castellanos' deep drive to left field? No one would blink an eye. But a picture of a trophy, a plaster trophy, of a clown inside of a catsuit, everybody freaks out. It's pathetic.
Wait, that asshole has snacks?
Think I'd be relieved that I got out of the league, but John came at me hard. He served me with over 200 lawsuits.
I strongly recommend that you get a lawyer, Mr. Yarbrough.
Your Honor, I would love to have a lawyer, but it's gonna cost me $500,000 just to fight this by myself. I believe that I can prove that John lied about everything. I have the truth on my side. I mean, all that collateral, though. John threw it right back at me. It buried me. But you know what? It's all good. I'm climbing out of the debt bit by bit. Well, I was until the kid came along. Now I'm just steadily adding more debt. But hey, it's all good. So, apparently, I just got fired from my job. The New York Times article mentions that I have a brand on my dick. That's not going to help the debt situation. But hey, it's all good. Take him down, guys. Please.
Oh, wow. Thank you again for coming. Good to see everyone. Sit down. Sit down. I'd like to start today's meeting off with a reading from the great Robert Burton. He writes, "As often it falls out, from a polite and terse academic he must turn rustic, rude, melancholize alone, learn to forget, or else, as many do, daily converse with a company of idiots and clowns." Why the idiots and the clowns? Why has society instilled this fear of clowns? What's the problem there, huh? I want you to meditate on that going into this weekend. These are serious questions. We need to reframe the way we think. Live in a clownly manner, right? But now, down to business. Food. It's an important subject in this league, right? You ever feel snacky sometimes? A little bit of a rumble in that tummy? Yeah? Uh-huh. You. Come here. Come on. Hurry up. Michael, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Michael. You ever find yourself in front of that pantry in the middle of the night?
Yeah, sometimes.
Hours at a time?
Yes.
Shoving food into your mouth constantly?
Yes.
Would you like to stop that behavior?
Yes.
I have a special trick for that. Show me your hand.
Whenever you feel that rumble in your tummy, I want you to press this spot on your hand.
Okay.
Instead of shoving food into your mouth hole, you'll check your lineup.
Okay.
Less snacks, less weight, more points. Thank you, Michael. Come on, get up.
Dude, what were you doing in there that whole time?
What are you talking about? It's been like 15 minutes.
No, dude, it's been 3 hours.
Over 100 publications have picked up the story now.
We need to give the FBI evidence of criminality.
Thank you, Ryan. I think Zach has some... Zach? I think he has some documents he can provide.
Yeah, I've got something. I made sure to keep this safe. John sent me this death letter right after I left, saying this is what was going to happen to me. I mean, they're all pretty awful, but I thought getting gunned down by a plane in a cornfield was unnecessarily specific and harsh.
So this is essentially a diagram that illustrates a former League member's demise. This could certainly be construed as a threat.
And the collateral that they have to provide to John, that's coercion as well.
Yes, I do realize that this evidence will incriminate my son, Dan, but honestly, I'd rather he be in jail if it means he's finally out of that league. I mean, he's a good boy. He used to coach his girls in softball. They don't even see him anymore. He was a good boy. He is a good boy. He's a good boy.
Wise guy, huh? Much better. So, like I was saying, I knew that I had a ton of information about the league stored away somewhere. I couldn't find it. I was looking everywhere. Then I realized, check the room that was never used to grow weed. And guess what? Bingo. Jackpot. Everything's in here. I got all the documents from every year I was in the league, and plenty of pictures to send over to the feds. It's all here. Here's one of me and Lane hanging out. I haven't seen him in a long time. You know, you always kind of creep me out. I can't really put my finger on it, but it's kind of like, oh, he creeps the fuck out of me. That's right. He's a creepy fuck. He's a creepy fuck, you know. Yeah, the league was great and all. You know, we had lots of good times. You know, the thing with Lane always bothered me, though. You know, he was always, completely caught up with trying to please John. And, well, you know, between you and me, I don't know if he was more worried about pleasing John or that fucking Clwnkt.
Yeah, I didn't have the guts to tell Casey, but John didn't allow me to remove his team when he left the league, or even find someone else to replace him. So the poor bastards just had some auto-drafted, unmanaged, cellar-dwelling, horse shit, bullshit teams the past few years, and as far as I know, Casey has no idea. And before you say, but you're the commissioner, why didn't you just help out anyway, or at least tell Casey about this? Lane made it very clear that John would not approve of that.
What? Are you fucking kidding me? I poured my heart and soul into that league. I logged on multiple times a year. And then John comes around and starts to make a mockery of me? Of the pretzels? You know what? Get him on Skype right now. I want to look that motherfucker in the eye, because he is not going to want to forget this.
No. Yeah, I don't think he's going to join. But he probably has his fingers halfway up that Clwnkt's butthole right now, so...
Casey, buddy, how's it going? Yeah.
Look who it is! Dear leader! So glad you could join us.
You know, I've been meaning to ask you, how's that little photography hobby of yours going?
No, don't you small talk me, John.
Yeah?
I'm on to you. You know that?
I want to remind you, I've got some photographs of you. Ones I don't think you'd like your family to see. I don't know. No, holding on to those.
John, please don't
Right.
show everybody my penis.
Hey, John, do you want your usual?
Why the fuck is Lane on the call?
Not everything's about you, Casey, believe it or
Then
not.
why is your camera off? Because
No,
I'm busy.
Lane, surprise me. I swear to Clown, though, if there's dairy in it this time, I will disappear you myself.
John, let me tell you something. You do not let an institution like the pretzels sit vacant. You don't do it.
You made a vow.
You don't?
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, you made a vow.
You made a
Yep.
vow, dude.
Serious vow. Solemn vow.
I did not take a vow. I do not remember that. It definitely was not solemn. No.
Someone's been speaking to the press. Is it you? I don't know.
Oh, you think I'm the one speaking to the press? Maybe go talk to Paul. He's the one whipping his dick out for the New York Times.
I don't like leaks, right? If there's a leak, think of this organization like a spaceship. There's a leak, no one survives. I like to think of patching up leaks. It's like making someone disappear, right? Making the leak disappear. You know what? I've had enough. It's time for the shaming. I invoke
Don't do this.
upon
Nope,
you.
don't.
Okay, buddy?
No, you can't shame. You
Shame.
can't shame me.
Dude,
What if I
shame.
blame? I
Shame.
blame. I
Shame.
blame. I blame. I blame.
Shame.
How about that?
Shame.
Stop doing that, John.
Shame. Yep. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Quiet!
How can it be both the clown and
Silence! League announcement time. Baseball. Boring. Waiver gripes. Boring. Yes, tonight we have a special league-sponsored double feature.
Yes!
Of the 1970 film The Clowns by Fellini. He's a true master, really understood the clownly life.
Send in the clown.
And it will be paired with the 2019 version of Cats, the musical. Please remember, tripping face is mandatory at these screenings. You can pick up your LSD or your psilocybin mushrooms from Lane's basement.
You better done get.
We want to experience these cosmic trips as a community, right?
Hey, when are we going to space, John? Hey, John.
Speaking of community,
Hey, when are we going to space, John?
there have been some
Hey, John.
disappointing defections lately.
Boo. Boo.
And I smell a rat.
Oh, my God.
Don't like rats. Someone's been going about in their little rat suit to the media, spreading lies and disinformation about this very league.
It's an abomination.
Disappointing, to say the least. Especially when I have poured my heart and my soul into this organization. I have turned it into a shining beacon of hope.
Yes, you did.
A refuge for wanderers lost in a clownless world.
That's right.
And to have it torn apart by petty jealousies,
Shame.
idiocy,
I see it, John. We all see it.
buffeted by buffoons, surrounded by clowns. Oh!
Well,
You see what they're doing to me, don't you?
We see it, John. We all do.
Blaspheming the one true clown. I won't stand for it. No, I won't let them destroy me. I won't let them take me down.
Sounds like someone needs to be shamed, John.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You there. What's your name?
It's Michael. We went to college together. Did that? I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to ask real quick. We got the playoffs coming up soon. Are we gonna discuss that in today's meeting?
Irrelevant! You do not speak while it speaks.
I can't wait to shame this motherfucker.
I am speaking. I
I am the one who speaks.
Dude's about to get
Hey, everybody, I think we should shame him.
Out.
Shame.
Out. Blank for 20 minutes. Everything is fine. Yes. Repeat after me. Yes. Morale is perfect. Morale is perfect. Morale is perfect. Yes, morale is perfect. Yes. Keep going.
Morale is perfect.
Well, I think the meeting went very well, and frankly, I believe the FBI is going to assign a task force to this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right there, Catherine. Look, I know John's the primary target of this thing, but I just want to make sure. They are targeting Lane too, yes?
They want to focus on the mandated dietary restrictions, the various league members that have vanished over the years, and of course the brandings. I believe they want to talk to witnesses immediately.
No, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm on some serious antibiotics right now, and frankly, some heavy pain medicine. You're gonna have to slow that down. I didn't catch a bit of that. Whose mom are you?
Catherine, when all's said and done and this is behind us, I'd really like to take you out sometime. Get a cup of coffee or a drink or a meal of food.
Gosh, in another life, another timeline, maybe.
Don't say that, Catherine. You can have happiness. You deserve happiness.
I've just had so many sleepless nights, laying awake, staring at the ceiling, worrying about my boy, my sweet boy, Dan. I just want my kid back.
No. Yeah, no, wait. Hello, Catherine?
Excuse me?
What? Yeah, I'm...
No, what?
Hello?
Are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me? I love you.
No, what did you... Hello?
I'm sure many of you are wondering, where in the world did that cursed Clwnkt even come from anyway? Why don't you relax, sit a spell, and let me tell you the origin story of this peculiar creature. In the before times, the long, long ago, a man named Zachary Passenger created the Nuclear Snowball Fantasy Baseball League. The league was hosted on ESPN's website, even though Yahoo is far superior for fantasy sports. It was decreed that each member should embark on a quest to seek the perfect trophy that will be passed to the winner of the league year after year. Dan tried to take a hunk of metal from his daughter's softball team, but they didn't let him get too far with it. Casey and Michael decided to team up, descending upon a cryptopsy show together, but quickly lost sight of their goal when Michael was crowd-surfed into oblivion. Lane decided to build his own trophy, and he had some halfway decent ideas, but ultimately couldn't settle on a particular design and gave up altogether. Austin's search was so widespread that before he knew it, he found himself somewhere between Philadelphia and Amish country, unable to find his way back. It wasn't until Zach stumbled into a Ross Dress for Less and discovered a cave within that he found the one true precious that would captivate the league for years to come.
John has not been seen in 3 weeks. He could be in Paris, Massachusetts, Bali. How the fuck should I know? Hello?
He's turned up in Mexico. Oh, and Dan has agreed to meet with me.
Doesn't it seem odd that someone who's supposedly doing good things has to run off to Mexico?
Yeah, it's a little weird John took off, but that's not a problem for me.
And why do you think John fled?
Not sure. A lot of people don't like him.
Yes, and why do you think that is?
So anyway, where do you want to meet? I am starving.
Yeah, it's not entirely random that John turned up in Mexico. I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but John owns a good deal of land in Mexico. I actually helped him negotiate that purchase back in 2009, I think. I mean, he's always talking about going to space. Like, we're going to space.
We're going to space!
So you talked about it incessantly there for a while, and I think the plan was to build a space station of sorts on that land. Like, less government oversight. I don't know.
Now that John is out of the country, we feel safe returning to our homes.
Hello? Sam? Kiddos. John?
Daddy, 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 Daddy! Daddy, Daddy, Daddy!
Oh, I've missed you so much.
Yeah, he was definitely watching my place. Look at that.
So the other day when I was looking for the bag of stuff that I was saving from the league, there's one thing in particular that I didn't tell you about that I think you might be interested in. You see, when I started having doubts and was thinking about leaving the league, I decided to secretly record John and I's conversations. But I had to do it in a way that he wouldn't see or find out. So check this out. This is my spy hat. Every time I hung out with John, that point forward, I was wearing this. And no one knows. There's a microphone in here.
Look, Casey, this is like the third time we've had one of these discussions.
How many times have you been out with Lee?
I know it's me talking a lot, but that's what they are. They're discussions.
I could listen to you all day, John.
You want to succeed.
I think I've made it
in this league. You gotta take risks, right? If you want the pretzels.
Wait, there's pretzels
to do
here?
well, you know. And speaking of, I gotta set up a meeting with you and Dan about this Simpsons team name thing, right? You know what one is enough.
You're gonna have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
But you gotta be risky. You know, sometimes dangerously risky, right? You know, hey, see that? See the dumpster?
What?
Over there?
Where?
It reeks, right?
Yeah, pretty smelly. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's pretty smelly.
I want you to climb in that dumpster.
All the way in?
And eat something from there. As much as you can. No, don't worry.
Calories.
No, it's not gonna count towards your calories, okay? Half-eaten hamburgers, cardboard with oil spilled out. Just go for it.
How do you know it's in the dumpster?
You gotta live dangerously sometimes, okay? That's what we're about here.
We are still a fantasy baseball league, right?
Yeah, I think I failed that test, or whatever it was supposed to be. But I don't know what I was supposed to do. All I know is I've been to every restaurant in town and can't find oily cardboard like I ate that day.
In a way, I loved John, but was also terrified of him. I found an old file on my computer. It was actually the script that John wrote about this good guy, this mentor type who's running this corporation, and he realizes that there is a psychopath in the system trying to destroy everything. The whole punchline at the end is that the mentor guy, who everyone thought was a good guy, is actually the psychopath.
I was like, you fucker. You fuck. 10 years ago, you showed me exactly what you were going to do to me.
I was obedient to him. It was the best practical joke ever.
And I know he gets pleasure in this. I mean, I shouldn't give him this satisfaction, but I've been stabbed in the soul, and there's nothing that will make it better.
Casey, they've arrested John.
And Lane? What about Lane?
They're going to extradite him to Atlanta.
They are.
Paul, you sound simply dreadful. How are you?
How am I? Oh, not good. The antibiotics, sort of stopped working and actually turned against me, and made the infection into what the doctor referred to as a superorganism, which was really not great given the location of the infection, the shaft and anus portion of my swimsuit area. When this is all said and done, I'll be happy if I can extradite my penis out of my diaper and use the bathroom like a real man. But, glad they got John. That's good.
38-year-old John Fuller, a fantasy baseball league historian and leader of the Clwnkt cult, was arrested Wednesday morning in Oaxaca on a very broad and far-reaching litany of federal charges. The FBI executed a search warrant on his Avondale estate earlier today.
I knew you guys could do it. Now, are there any financial ramifications to this? Is there any money to be made here? Or could someone float me a loan real quick?
My son is a victim of this man. Of course he's going to maintain his innocence and claim it was all this Clwnkt having some sort of parasitic influence over him.
Law enforcement officials are seeking information on the whereabouts of Clwnkt League members Austin Johnson and Lane Roberts. Roberts resides in the Roswell area, however, officials have yet to learn many details on Johnson's location.
I got my son back, my sweet Danny boy. I'm meeting up with him again. It feels like we're finally getting our lives back.
It's a hot one, like 7 inches from the midday sun. But I hear you whisper and the words melt everyone, but you stay so cool. My muñequita, my Spanish Harlem Mona Lisa. You're my reason for reason, oh, the step in my said this life ain't good enough. I would give my world to lift you up. I would change my life to better suit your mood. Yeah, 'cause you're so smooth. And it's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the so smooth, child. Give me your heart like a rain, or else forget about it.
Oh, wow. Coming to you live from prison. I managed to acquire this old tape recorder. Lane, if you happen to get a copy of this, I'd like you to convert it into a podcast. That way I can spread the gospel of the one true clown from my cozy little cell here. Yes, I managed to acquire this contraption from a fellow inmate in exchange for some unspeakably heinous acts. Speaking of bad vibes, I want to talk about Dan. Dan, back-to-back champion, right? 2020, 2021. I've heard a lot of chatter about, the 2020 season wasn't just a fluke. Dan wins again in 2021, and it shows he's got the right stuff, right? That's what I'm hearing. I'd argue the exact opposite. I don't think Dan had anything to do with it, did he? The Clwnkt chooses for us, right? It's all on the hands or the paws, if you will, of the Clwnkt, the one true clown. The Clwnkt is a galactic essence. This is not about Dan, right? That's my point. Take it from me. Take it from me. The highest I've placed in this league is third place, okay? And I know a lot of you would say, okay, third place. But I tell you, many of you said it couldn't be done, right? Many of you said these teams are all horseshit. I say to you, I am ascending. I am ascending just as I will ascend above the ceiling and the fences of this prison, up into space, where I shall gaze upon the one true clown, and the one true clown shall gaze upon me. Yes? Right? That's our purpose. That's our true purpose in this league, in this organization. To go out, to go forth boldly and be with the one true clown, to meet the one true clown, to be absorbed by the one true clown. That's what we're here for, right?
All of these pictures and all these documents are going straight to the feds. I'm going to take all. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit disorganized here. These are going to the feds, and these were in the wrong box, so I gotta put them back here. Are you filming right now?